for 3 managers, okay? And I don't want to share data with everybody because I don't want to show my employees data to other manager. No, why I want to show my data to other manager? Okay, so what this security does, whatever is the relevant information you want to show to a particular users, we will be using this row level security. Okay, so basically restricting the data by user role. So for this we need to create a role, and then we need to apply our DAX function called user principal name. Then automatically system recognized who is that user logging into this particular report, and based on condition we apply, what condition you apply. For example, in this condition you can see I want to restrict the data for a region wise. If it is US means only one user has to see. If it is France means only two users has to see. So that kind of a condition we need to write along with the DAX function. Then we can also test the role whether it's working or not in the Power BI desktop itself. If everything is fine, then we will push the report to the workspace. So that is how we create the row level security. So let me open the file, PBI file. Please open everybody because you should also work along with me. So then we will see how it is working. So everybody are having this file, right? Previously, which we are working on the same file, we will try to work on this row level security also. Okay, so again in row level security also we have two types are there. Okay, one is a static, which we will do manually. Other one is dynamic. Okay, dynamically means using a table we can do a automatic security settings. Okay, so basically row level security is two types again. One is static way, which is nothing but manually we need to do all these settings without any user table. And one more is dynamic, which is automatically we can just create all these settings using a user table. So this is the difference between static and dynamic. So we will see both today. First one is static. Okay, so static means, for example, we have a data which is payments table. In this we have where is the country, maybe we'll bring the country here. Okay, so we have this country, right? So for example, if the user belongs to SC, then he has to see only SC data. If the user belongs to US, he can see only US data. If the user belongs to DE, he can see only DE data. Okay, how we can create the settings, we will see. So we have a DAX function. Okay, before that I'll go to the creating of the role. So just go to modeling view, and in this we have a manage roles, right? So in this you select, first we are working on the static level, which is manual level, okay, not dynamic. For dynamic we'll be using the DAX function, but for this we will be just directly using the existing tables. So here we have a roles, right? So if we want to create a new role, we will just click on plus and give some name to this. So maybe I'll just put US RLS. Okay, so then in this we will just select our fact table, which is payments table, and again here we have to write the rules here. So click on rules. So click on rule, then here I will select a particular column called okay, the other one, right? We have entity and all this. In this we have entity, right? So okay, select this one, not this one then. So let me delete this one. entity. Okay, so then select a new column which is operational unit equals to, let me change to DAX. So operating unit is equal to US operating unit. Okay, this is one role. So like that you have to create multiple roles. One again you click on plus and just give for SC RLS. So now we will go to the same table, again click plus and switch to DAX, and okay, not this one, so we have to take the operating unit is equal to SC. Okay, so that's it. I'll just give you two examples how it works for static one. Okay, now we have created two roles, right? So we'll just close this and we'll see how it works. Testing we can do now. So maybe I'll just go to this detailed view page, right? So here you can see all the operating units are there, no? So where we have US, SC and all. For example, if the user we are created, no, if you give access to this first role, how it looks, okay? So for example, if I select SC role, if the user is having only SC role, he will see only SC RLS only. So click on OK. Here some filters are applied, I think. SC operating unit. SC operating unit. Let me just see. USRLS. Yeah. So US means only US is coming. SC means SC will be there. Let me open in a new page, maybe for better one. Control C, Control V. Here any filters are applied? No. Operating unit. It is coming from entity. Okay, let's see now if anything which we will be getting in this page, because in this there is no drill through, no. So if the user belongs to US role, once we give access to this role in service, I'll show you how to give access. Okay, then he can see only US related information only, because he got access only to this role. So he can't see any other entity. You can see everything is US only. I'll add one more table also and I'll show you. So here I will add a new table and I will add this entity operating unit. See here we can see only US operating unit. For example, if we don't give any access to this roles, everything you want to give, just stop viewing this, then you can see all the access. So similarly, if the user have a SC operating unit access, just click on OK, then he can see only SC operating unit. He can't see anything else. Okay, so for this, first once you create these roles, you need to test this using a Vuex, and then stop viewing this and save this file, Control S, and publish this dashboard to your workspace. There we have all these views will be visible. So for all these views, we can give certain users to this particular roles. Any doubts in this static one? I'll show you in service later, because once we go for the fabric, I will show you that time. So this is static, very simple. Just create different roles and test it and publish, and there you go to the workspace and give for each role who are the users need access. For them, we will add it to the roles. That's it. Anybody have any doubts in this? This is very important. Okay, so this is static. Yes.
method can you explain once again because it is most important.
Yes. So I will explain you in maybe in Excel better. Okay. So for example, we have a data for US, France, Germany, and Sweden. Okay, this is our data having these are the countries related to the country. So our RLS condition is if we have 40 employees are there. Okay, so maybe I can give employee name, employee ID, and country they belongs to. So for example, A, B, C, D, F, G, these are the employees are there. A employee, B employee, maybe this is the role IDs for them, like their employee ID. Okay, this employee belongs to US, this employee also belongs to US, employee belongs to France, and this employee belongs to Sweden, and this employee belongs to Germany. Okay, and again this employee belongs to France. Okay, so once we have this is the countries and these are the employees who is having access to this. For example, I created two roles, no, RLS roles. One is for US and one is for Sweden, right? So for example, first role we will give access only to these users A and B in the service, and for second role we will give access only to this D, employee D. So then once we give access in the service, if employee A log in, he can see only the data which is belongs to US country only, because we given a row level security for US country in the fact table in a static way. Even employee B logins also, he can see only US. And C, if it's C logins, no, he can't see any data. It will show a error that you don't have access to this report because row level security has not added your name. So that kind of a notification it will be given to C. And D logins, he can see only Sweden data because we are giving access only to Sweden. So here we are giving only D because he belongs to Sweden. Here we are giving access to A and B employees. So for others and all, they will not have any access because we are not given them any access. For example, if we give access to G also to the US, then we need to add G also to US if they wants to show. For example, sometimes what happen, even though he belongs to other country, based on some exceptions, we can give access to other country if that particular role he is doing for both France and US. So he can see only US, but he can't see France because France role we have not created it. So like that, we will be enabling the row level security in a static way. The same thing how we can do in dynamic also I'll show you. So for now, you tell me if any doubts in the concept or how we will do this.
Yes, Anna, it is clear now, but I have a doubt here. Based on the client requirement, we need to do that, or we need to perform initiate, take the initiate.
It's
Suppose we are working with US client,
mm,
so that time we need to restrict the only US data. I mean, remain countries.
see, everything is based on requirement only. You can't decide by own, right? How you know? Like only you have to take country. Sometimes what happen? Sometimes they'll take by role also, manager, team lead, employee, and sometimes they'll take business unit also. You can't decide by country, business unit, or manager. Anything you can't decide. No. So they will tell you in a wireframe, and they will ask you, please restrict the data based on these conditions. Again, what happened? Okay, this is static one. So let me do for the dynamic one now. So for example, this is a user table. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And these are the employee ID. And also we need one more column, employee email address. Okay. So these are all mandatory if you want to create any particular row level security using dynamic one. Without this, we can't do dynamic RLS. So for example, A at the rate of tcs.com, maybe something like that. Email address should be there. Okay. B at the rate of TCS. Okay. So C at the rate of TCS. Okay. See, everything has come now. So now these are the employees and this is the email address because they're working for TCS. Maybe we'll give operating unit here. So this is US operating unit. Okay, these two are US operating unit. This is FR operating unit. This is SC operating unit, and this is Germany, and this is France again. So copy this, France. So that's all right. We have any other ones we have in this? So CA is there. So maybe we'll just add one for CA. So maybe we'll add two. Okay. So maybe this is 43, 45. H employee, I employee. I'm just giving A, B, C, D. Just I'm not giving any names. Okay. So this is our table and these are the access they should supposed to have. So for example, if H logins, he is not supposed to see any other operating units because he belongs to CA. If D is logging in, he should supposed to see only SC. He is not supposed to see any other operating units. And if G is logging in, he's supposed to see only FR operating unit data only. He can't see others data. Okay, let's see now. I'll just take this table and add it into my Power BI. As of now, I'm adding through enter data, but normally it comes from database, either Snowflake or SQL. Okay, but we don't have database, that's why I'm adding like this. So I'll just keep this table as user table. Okay, I think our user table is ready now. So you can see, right, our user table is having employee name, employee ID, employee email address, and operating unit which they belongs to. Okay, so now this table we need to give relation to our another dimension table where we have operating unit, because this operating unit table already have a relation to the fact table. That means user table is indirectly connecting to the fact table. So what is the schema called?
Snowflake.
Exactly. Super. So what we are going to do, we are going to use this user table and we are going to connect to this entity table which is having operating unit and operating unit, and
One to many.
it should be many to one. Duplicate values are there. Okay. Let it be for time being many to one because operating unit having difference because this account code is the unique one. Okay, so now we have to select both cross filter and also we need to enable this apply settings now. Till now we are not using this one, right? But whenever you're doing any row level security, you need to enable while giving the relationship, then only RLS will work. So if you're not doing this, RLS will not work dynamically. Only static one it works. So now I'll just select this also and click on save, and also cross filter you need to give both. Which one cannot be both? Let me put single. I'll do one thing. I'll add the operating unit also because it is duplicates are coming. No, I'll add company code also in the Excel. Company. Okay. 114, 119. So it is 114, 119. France is 402. Sweden 130. D is 108. CS 301. And FR is 402. Okay, let me add this column also into our table and then give a relation. So how you can edit the existing table, user table, just go to three dots and edit because we are anyway given enter data, no? So we can directly edit here only. Okay, so double click on the source step because here you can't edit. So only first step you can edit. Come to source and double click here. So I'll just click on plus and here I'll paste it, whatever we have in Excel. Okay, let me, okay, close and apply. Let me see the user table now. Yeah, we have the company also. Okay, now we will try to connect this using this company. User table, entity, company code, select both direction, apply. Okay, so now because previously it is having many to many, which is not accepting. I'm getting some error. Let me see now it is accepting or not. Save. So same issue, the dim entity is configured to row level security, introducing constraints on how security filters are spread. Okay, so I think we already have a RLS, no, that we need to remove first. Let me see, just go to modeling, manage role. Okay, see these roles are there, that's what it is showing, I think. Let me delete these roles, which we created statically.
Can we disable this or only need to delete?
Delete only, we can't disable. Okay, I deleted both the roles. Now let's see if I'm able to give the relation. See, these are the things we have to, in real time also we'll be getting it. We need to I investigate and get this fixed. Let me see. Yeah, see now it's accepted. Okay, so when the table is already has been selected for RLS, and again you're trying to create this RLS for the dynamically, it is throwing that error. Now our so now you understood this relationship. Any doubts in this? Because we have to always select both, and this is mandatory.
Many to one. Clear.
Many to one is okay,
Yeah.
but I think it should be both, and apply security filter should be there. Okay. Ajay, again disturbance. If you want, you can leave and come back. So now let's see. Okay. So here I will just add a new one. No, here I will add the employee name, employee email address. And what is his operating unit? Okay. This table I'm just keeping it for your reference purpose, and this is the main data from the fact table. So now our user table is ready, relationship is ready. What is left out now? Creating a role. So for this also we need to go to modeling, manage role, and create one role. Here no need to create multiple roles because anyway it's dynamic, no? So one role is fine. So maybe I'll just give some name. I'll just give any name, dynamic or else something. It's up to us, title. So once I given this role, where is that user email address is there? That table we need to select. So we have the user email address in the user table, right? So in these three dots, you can just click. Okay, it's not coming. So maybe switch to DAX and give here type email. Wherever emails are there, it will show you that. So select this column is equal to, we have to write a DAX function here, user principal name. Okay. So what exactly user principal name will do? Who is the user logging in? It identifies the email address and what country he belongs to. See the user table and restrict the data. Okay, just click on OK. Now
This is
save.
standard, no? Always you need to use user principal
Yeah.
name. Okay, this is standard means in each DAX we need to write this user
Yes,
principal name.
for a basic condition we have to use. For example, if sometimes in the country also they have different channels are there. If they wants to restrict by channel and country also, then we can write a formula for that. But that is complex one. But simple one we will use user principal name only. So just save it. Okay. So now our role is ready and we selected the user table and in that we selected the email address is equal to DAX function user principal name. Now let's see. So what this user principal name will do, I'll show you that also. So let me write a measure for that. User is equal to user principal name. We'll see what it is actually showing us. We can see that. So I just created a new measure and given user principal name, right? So I'll just add that in a card. User. So it is showing my name because I have logged in, right? Because this is my report which I am doing it. So you can see here who is the user is doing this report. It is my name. That's why it is showing my email address. So I'll just okay, I just make it small. Okay, this is my email address. Okay, so that is the reason it is showing my email address because I logged in this one. Now let's see, we'll test any of these users. Okay, so if I logged in with ECC, okay, this one. So just copy this email address. So we'll test it. So go to modeling, view as, go to other user, select dynamic RLS here and control V and check on OK. For example, if user C is logging in, his email address has changed to like c@tcs.com and what operating unit he is having, F4 operating unit only can see here. See here. He is only able to see the data only related to F4 only. He can't see any other operating unit. For example, if instead of C, if B is try to logging in. So I will test that also. Click on OK. So if B is logging in, he is having only US operating unit, right? Because B is belongs to US. So you can see only US operating unit data only. Any page you go. So go to any page. Everywhere it will be restricted only for the US operating unit only. Go to summary. So these are all belongs to US operating unit only. If you want, you can just test it. So just click one table. Okay. So just add some values. Maybe from cash payments, you take the aging buckets. Then receipt amount. And then you add the operating unit. See? You can see only US operating unit in all the pages because everywhere it is restricted. See here also if you want to add anything, maybe you add a pie chart and add the payment channel and receipt amount and operating unit will add. Okay. See, here also it is giving only one operating unit, which is US operating unit. You can see here, right? US operating unit only it is showing, because the user is belongs to US only. B, if you see the data, B belongs to US operating unit. For example, if user belongs to H, let's see what it will happen. So go to view as and click instead of B, H employee logins. Just click on OK. Okay, so now what it is showing? CA operating unit, because he belongs to CA. Every page you go,
Can we do page level security?
CA operating unit. Yes, we can do it, but that is not a standard way of doing it. But using a bookmarks, we can do it. CH operating unit. So the H user having only CA, that's why it is CA operating unit. So for this also, once we have done all this testing and configurations, save this report and publish to Workspace. There also we need to give users to this role. So we need to give all these users to that role. But even though you give all these users to the role, but based on the user, automatically system will identify and restrict the data for that particular operating unit, because he belongs to which operating unit. System will understand, okay, this email address is belongs to this, so we should give only access to this. Like that we will restrict the data for the users. Any questions on this one? Okay, I want you guys to do now. One is static one. Maybe you can take US one, France one, Sweden one, 3 roles you create and test it, how it is coming. And second one, add a user table, which I'll send you the user table in WhatsApp now. Add this table and create one measure also, US operating unit, and see what name it is showing before testing. And after that, after testing, you how it is reflecting it. And also give the relationship for the dynamic one. You understood, right? How to give the relationship user table, and we have to give the board direction, and we have to enable the security settings. Okay, so these 3 things you do it, and I'm giving you 10 minutes time. Please do it. So like this we can create the row level security. And what you will do once you do this, no, then publish this report to Workspace. So just click on this publish, save the report, then publish. Then it will ask you which workspace you want to publish. Okay, so maybe what are the workspaces you have, you can publish into that workspace and save it. So as of now I'm publishing into my workspace, right? My workspace is basically your personal workspace. Nobody can see other than you. But others, like other workspaces where everybody can see, because we will be giving access to that workspace. But my workspace you can't give access to anybody, only to that report you can give. See, now you can see, right? So like this, once you're done with the report, you need to click the publish, then only it will go to the web.
You're not sharing.
Oh, okay. It's okay. I'm sorry. So every time, whenever you want to complete the report, you need to publish the report to the web, right? That is third component which we discussed. So first component is Power Query Editor, second component is desktop, and third one is works service, right? Power BI web. So for that you need to publish from here. So click on this publish option here. Then it will ask you which workspace you want to publish. Okay, which is the correct workspace which client is asking, you can publish into that. So as of now, I can't publish into my office workspace. No, that's why I'm publishing into my workspace, which is my personal one. Okay, so in this my workspace, you can publish so that it will be published there. Already I published, right? It is asking replace. So if you are doing any changes and you want to publish again, yes, you can replace it. So automatically it will be saved into web. Okay, now let's see how it is reflecting in the web. Okay. So see, success. Now this is the link. You can click on this link. Okay, so this is the web, right? So you can see here it is reflecting in the web like this. What are the pages we created, everything you can see into my workspace. So you can see this is the third component, which is nothing but you can open in the web also. Okay, for example, you don't have link, how you will go? So just close this. Okay, just open a new web page, type app.powerbi.com and log in with your client ID, because you are working for a client, right? You have to log in with your client. For example, your Prashant and Bablu, you have to connect with Enovis. Okay, then you can see all these options will be there. So left side you have workspaces, right? Because while publishing you have selected certain workspaces. No, so that only you click here, that only come to this workspaces, like a inbox maybe. So in this we have different workspaces will be there which we are using. So in this I publish this report into my personal workspace, which is not in the company workspace. So this is why you can go my workspace, you can see all the personal reports which you saved. So this is the one which I saved. You can see, right? Refresh date, refresh time, everything you can see here. So just open this. See, one more thing. Once you publish this, no, it will publish into two files. One is report, which is nothing but all your visualizations, okay, all your pages, all the bookmarks, page navigations, everything you can see in the report. Semantic model is nothing but which is your data model, like how you connected to your data, what are the different securities you can enable, and how you can enable the refresh, because once you refresh the data only that will be captured into report, right? So all those things you can do in the semantic model. So that is
What is
how
the,
one report split into two types.
what is the use of semantic model in publishing?
See,
Because always we are opening the report only.
See,
What is
this
the
is
use?
desktop. No, everything will be
Hmm.
there in one page only. Here, nothing will be separate. But once you publish, it will split into two. It cannot take into one. No.
Hmm.
So data model,
So
everything. This part is there. No. This part will be in one report, and report will be in one report. This part in the other report, other type. It will split
but
and will just save it. It's the same file only.
but we are opening only one file, na, only report only, na, always. We are not
It's
opening this
because
semantic
if you
model.
open this also, you can't see anything. You can see only the
Hmm.
settings only. See all
Hmm.
these data model, what are the tables you used, and what is the lineage for that, and permissions, security, only those things you can see. Only once you go to the report, only you can see your actual dashboard. So this is, see, we cannot give access to this to the users, no, because here anyway you are only doing it. That's fine. Because you are the owner, you are doing it. But here, why we want to give this access to users? Only we will give this access to the users so that only they can see the report, whatever is available for the end users. Other one we will take care of it. That is the reason Power BI will split into two, one for the developers, one for the end users. So this is for end users. Okay, understood now?
Yes, sir.
So now let's see. We have created one row level security, no? So that also we can apply and we can test here. How we can do that? So go to your workspace. This is a semantic model. Click on these three dots, more options. And now you have to go to security. Here you can see what we name given. No, for example, you've given static means all those things will reflect here. I deleted the static ones and I given one row level security for dynamic. No, that is only it is reflecting now. So select this, give the email addresses for all those people who you wants to give access to. For example, a@tcs.com, all those people. But here it will not valid because I am working for a different client. No, that's why it is not giving this, is showing an error. But normally, if it is for my team members, it will show correctly. Like for example, if it's Vivek, okay, and Tushar. So my team members it will show because they are all working for the same client. That is the reason I'm able to add it. So we tested for TCS, so that's why it is not showing here. So for all the users you need to give and add them and save it. Then only the row level security will be working for those users. And also you want to test means you just click on these three dots for this row level security. Test. You can test in service also. Okay. So for example, here you are wants to see for a different person called B at the rate of tcs.com. Let's see. Here it is not working because we are, I'm not working for TCS, no? That is the reason it is throwing error. But normally, if any correct email addresses, if you put in what country he belongs to, he can see only that data. You can test it here also. See, outside your organization, that's why. Okay. So like this, we can test here also. And if you don't want to keep this role, you can directly cancel this. Then directly go to the My Workspace and open the report. Okay. So this is how you can see the report into web. Here also you can do some small edits. Just click on this edit. Okay. And if you want to add some more slicers and some more cards or some more visuals with this data, you can do that still. You can edit directly in web also. You can drag and drop what are the columns you want, maybe operating unit and the payments. See, you can do everything here also. You can do it. Okay, collector code, maybe I'll check this ago. See, all this formatting and all you can do here also. So once you've done these changes, save this. So all the changes will be saved here also. Only thing is you cannot do data model and the DAX. Other than that, everything you can do in the web. Like adding the visuals, drag and drop, and changing the colors, changing the size, everything you can do in the web also. So maybe if I want to do the changes in the pages also, you can do that. Change the rename the page name. And save it again. Okay, then if you want to go to normal view, go to reading view. So reading view will give only for the end user view, it seems. Like here, you need to click directly this tab, it will go to that particular page. If I go to page 5, it will take you to page 5. So only single click only it will work. No need to do control click. Only in desktop only for the buttons and all you need to use control click. But in service, no need to click control. Directly you just use click only. One single click, it will just go to that particular page. Okay, so this is how you can refer the report which you published and you can edit it, and also you can add the users to the row level security for the semantic model which you created for it. So in this semantic model only you can add the users under the security for that particular user role. We can give multiple email addresses and add it and save it. Okay. Next one, in service, what else we can do? If you, for example, your wants to create a new workspace, you don't want to use your my workspace and existing ones because it is already be controlled by someone else. So you can only create your own workspace if you have a license to that. So just click on new workspace. Okay, just give some name for that. Accounts or receivable. Okay, because we are having all the sales reports. So if it is already there, no, it will show the name is not available. If it is new one, it will show okay, name is available. So for this, it is showing it's okay, name is available. So we can do it. So maybe you can give some description. Okay. Sales reports will be placed or else published here. Okay. Just anything as per your understanding. Or else if you're not giving also, okay, you can keep it blank also. description. And if you want to give more owners, you can give. As of now, I'm keeping my name only as a owner. Okay, and I'm having a pro license, right? It is showing pro license. So if you want to select premium license per user, for that company will charge money, right? So better if they're okay with that, then use premium or else use pro. Select this pro and then apply. See, now my own workspace has come now, right? So here I can place my reports, and if you want to give access to other users, you can directly go and give access to other users using this manage access. So in this you can add multiple people. So for example, I can give any of my team members. Okay, and I can give whether I'll explain you. We have four types of access will be there. Okay, first one is admin, which I'm having it because I'm the owner, right, for this workspace. So that is the reason admin can do anything. He can delete the workspace, he can create the workspace, he can add the users, he can delete the users, he can change the access role for the users from any viewer to contributor, contributor to member, member to admin, or maybe admin to member. So anything he can do. Admin can do anything for this workspace which he is created for. Okay, next one is member. So member is nothing but other than admin work, he can do anything. He can't create admin, but he can create up to member level. He can give access to others. So he can also give access to contributor and viewers and members also. And members also can delete the reports, and he can also edit anything in the workspace. So all these roles we have. Viewer is the main one, like which is the end user. We will not give any edit access to this person viewer, so that he can only see the report. He can't do any changes to that report, and he can't download the report also. Only contributor have access to download the report and edit the report, but he can't give access to others. Okay, only members and admins can give access to others, and members can give access only up to members level. Any questions on this?
See, how we'll create a replica of report from the other to this one new from to account receivable. This workspace
Replica now.
and replica means old other means from other workspace. We'll create a copy of that report in our this workspace, and we will do a custom something setting.
So for
This report.
example, from other workspace to this workspace, how we can map the reports, huh?
A map, and we can customize that report.
So that's what, if you have a Power BI desktop file, no, you can download from the other workspace and publish here.
Means whatever changes your data will refresh now, automatically it will get refreshed from there in only, but we will not do anything.
Then in that case, what you have to do, no? So go to, for example, I'll just go to this workspace, any other workspace. So I'll just take any dashboard. Okay. So this one, just go to these three dots, save a copy, and select which workspace you want. For example, accounts receivable. No, select that and give any name to that report. Maybe DQ dashboard. The same name I'll give, and just save it. So what are the changes happening in the original workspace? The same changes will happen here also. Okay.
I want to customize it here also. Yeah.
Yeah. So come to the again my accounts receivable workspace. See, now it has come now because we copied from there. So all the changes are coming here. It's like a child here. If you do any changes here, it will not go to that report. And I think here you can't do any changes, I think, because it is coming from the other report only. Okay, edit is there. Yeah, so here I think you can do edit, but it will not go to the original changes, will not go to the original report. But whatever you do changes in the original report, that will come to here. Same like that reference is there, no? In Power Query, the same reference concept here also it will work. So one more thing, if you want to go to my workspace and whatever we publish now, right? So if you want to move this report, okay, sorry, only we can do report only, we can't move the semantic model. Semantic model will be on the original place only. So for example, here we have to save a copy and select this accounts receivable table and give some training dashboard, some name to the dashboard, and save it, so that that report also will come to the accounts receivable workspace. Now you can see 2 reports have come to my new workspace. Okay. But if you want to do any schedule refresh, security, all those things you have to do in the original only. You can't do here. So go to the original workspace, and for there only you can do all the settings. These settings will not be available in the new workspace.
But we can customize our view here in the
Yes.
new workspace.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll send you Power BI. Power BI workspace access levels. If you click here, no roles in workspace, you can see all the different roles what we have, right? We discussed just now, right? Admin, member, contributor, viewer. So what are the difference between those two? You can see here all these things. For example, update and delete the workspace only admin can do, no others can do. See here, everything is blank. Add or remove any user in a workspace, only admin can do. Allow contributors to update the app to the workspace, only admin can do. Add members or others with the lower permissions, admin and member can do. Publish and unpublish, these two can do. Update an app, everybody can do. So all these changes you can see in the link, what they can do, what they can't do, based on these 4 levels: admin, member, contributor, viewer. Okay, and one more condition for RLS is, if you're restricting the data for users, always the user should be having a viewer only. If the user is having contributor or member, then RLS will not work for that user. He can see everything. So that is one condition. If you're restricting the data, the user should be viewer in the workspace level. Okay.
So OLS also there, no?
Hmm?
Object level security is also there, no? And suppose we want to hide any column, particular column.
Yes, object level also there. That is will come into the advanced class. It's not a basic one. So many things we can do. Page level, object level. So those things, that's what I'm telling. I can tell you the base, but you need to practice next levels, because I can't explain you all the complex things now. It's just you're thinking, no, it's very easy. It's not like very easy. So many things are there in Power BI. Even DAX also, what I explained is nothing. You have so many things in DAX. If you keep understanding the logics and what DAX we need to use at what time. Anyway, you have all the chart GPT, everything is in your fingertips. No, you just try to utilize your analysis and try to understand based on your base experience only. Okay, because this real time scenarios and real time examples and all I can't show, right? Because as and when it comes, using your base experience only, you can able to create and you can change it. Okay. Next one. Okay, so for example, I want to schedule a refresh. Okay, so how you can schedule a refresh for a particular report, we'll see now. So if you are in this only, I'll just do one thing. I'll publish the report here. Okay, so that the semantic model will come here. So I'll publish this report into the new workspace which I created now, accounts receivable, and select. So that the semantic model also will come here only. Okay, now it's published successfully. Now let me refresh this page. Yeah, now it has come, right? This is the one which just now I published, 1226. See, 1226. So if we want to schedule a refresh for this one, so what we have to do, go to these 3 dots and go to the settings. Here you can see who is the user, okay, who is the owner for this report. And refresh history, you can see if any previous refresh history is failed or passed, everything you can see here, refresh history. And here you have to have a gateway connections. Basically, you need to have a gateway for all the on-premises databases. For example, you are using SQL database, or you are using any kind of server-based databases. No, for that we need to have a gateway. Then only you can select that database from the drop down. For here, I don't have any gateway connections. So gateway is very much required for all the on-premises database, and for the cloud connections, no need to create any gateway for that. So then go to refresh here and then select whether you want daily, weekly, or hourly. So then you can select the time zone. Here it is already UTC, but here you can select what time you want refresh and apply it. So automatically the schedule refresh will be enabled, and accordingly the report will be refreshed every as per the schedule what we have given here. But here I don't have these connections. That is the reason it is not showing me the one. So for that I need to have a gateway. If you have a gateway, then only we can able to do all these things. Maybe any other report if I can see. I think this one also I published by me. Let me see if I'm able to do here. Go to settings. See, I'm not using any on-premises data gateway. That is the reason it is giving me all cloud connections. Okay, personal cloud connections. You have no personal gateway installed. Install now, not required. I think I need to off this one. Then only I think I can do it. So then only this data source credentials will open, and then I can come here and just give all the values like whether you want daily, weekly, or hourly. Mm. Here also I don't have access to the gateway now. See, refresh is completed. We can see the refresh history here. Okay. So let me go to this workspace. Okay. So like that, you can see all the reports in that workspace, and you can give manage access. And also if you want to create an app based on these reports, you can do that. So for example, you just create an app and give some name to that. So maybe I'll just give accessible app, and I'll just give some description what I want to give, so that you can create app from the workspace, and that will be used by any of your managers who can directly open that into their mobile. Okay, so next I'll go to this setup is done. Second is content. So I can add the content whatever I want to show. One is this one and one is this one. Okay, so then add it so that those two will be added. And then coming to the audience, okay, in audience you can give a specific group or specific users. So maybe I can give only specific users, or maybe you can give entire organizations also if you want to give. Select this entire organization. And if you want to hide this report, okay, if you want to give only access to this report, you can give access to this report and give to specific users. For example, if I give only this report to Vivek, okay. Okay, and this one I want to give to Vivek only, and next one I can give one more view. I'll just click on this plus, and this view I can give access to only the first report. I can hide the second report and give the first report access to another one. So we can give to another users. Okay, so like that we can just publish this app, so automatically this report will be published like an app to the user, so that if you can share this link and copy the link and open, and it will show two different views now. One is for the first person like this one, and one more for the this person. So two views they can see based on the ones which is open, which is not open. See here, this view is showing only DQ. Is not able to see the other report. But this view, it will be open only the Power BI training file. It is not open the DQ one. So like that we can create different views by hiding and unhiding the some of the reports in that, and share this link with the users. For example, I copied the link, no? So I can share the link with all the users which is having this access. You want to give Control V and enter, and they can directly open the link and they can see the app also. See, the link will open the app. Okay, next thing, what else left out in today's topics? Let's see. Row level security is done, Power BI service is done. Performance analyzer. Okay, so performance analyzer again, for example, your report is very slow, it is taking very long time, and it is not able to load the visuals quickly. So that time we can see which is that particular visual is taking long time using this performance analyzer. So this is also interview question. So you want to see which is that particular step is taking long time. So then go to that particular step and fix it. So that is the purpose of performance analyzer. So for that we go to optimize performance analyzer, click on it and start. So for example, here we have 1 2 3 4 visuals are there, no, in this page. So it captures everything. So record started. Now just stop it. Here we'll get the time, how much time it has taken for each of this. But why it's not showing? Let me start. Refresh visuals. Okay, so once you click on refresh visuals, it will take you milliseconds. So 165 seconds for this total payments by aging. So if you click on this now, it will show you this visual. It is taking 165 seconds. In that, DAX query is taking 4 seconds, visual display is taking 37 seconds, and other than these two, in any other one, it is taking 124 seconds. Like that, it will divide and give you the time, milliseconds, sorry, not seconds, milliseconds. Similarly, if you see this card, no, it is taking 126 because DAX is taking 4 seconds, 4 milliseconds, visual is 17 milliseconds, and other components taking 105 seconds. So, like this, you can see which is that particular visual is taking long time, and in that visual, which is that particular option taking more time. So, like that, go and see. For example, sometimes what happened, DAX query is taking more than 3 minutes. Oh, 3 minutes is too much time, no? So just see why there is any complex uh, DAX query you have written, or maybe DAX functions which are not active you have taken, some issue with the functions you have utilized, or maybe it's very big query. So all those things you can fix it so that it will take less time to load the visual. So what you will do, go to that DAX query, copy and put it in ChatGPT and ask to optimize it and give the optimized query back to this visual. So like that we can utilize the performance analyzer to see what is the visual it is taking longer time, and what is that sub type of the issue, how much time it is taking. You can also export this into Excel, and you can see all those visuals in a Excel format also. JSON, sorry, JSON you can see. So that is called performance analyzer. Any questions on performance analyzer? This is a important interview question. Okay, next is data flow and warehouse, which I don't have access, but I can show you from the Google. Okay, so what is fabric? What is data flow? And what is warehouse? Let's see now. Okay, recently Power BI has invented the concept called Microsoft Fabric, okay, which is utilized directly in web itself. You no need to install the Power BI and connect the different servers to this and prepare all these visualizations and publish back to the service. No, these are all things can be avoided, and directly for Fabric itself we can connect a source and we can develop the dashboard and publish there itself. You no need of any local desktop file. So for that purpose, Fabric has launched by Power BI, where it will give you end-to-end data analytics platform where everything will happen in web itself. One place. No need to use Power Query Editor, no need to use Power BI Desktop, no need to use all these on-premises database and all those settings we no need to do. Okay, so the key idea is instead of using multiple tools, ADF, Synapse, Power BI, Fabric will gives one unified platform. It stores all the data called OneLake, and also it has different tools within this concept: data flow, warehouse, and Power BI. All these three will be used. Same data can be used within these three layers, and there is no repetitive works will be there. Directly you can integrate all these different cloud applications into Fabric. So that is a core concept of Fabric. So in one word, you can say one platform for entire data cycle, Fabric. Okay. Any questions on this? If you want more detailed explanation, you can ask any ChatGPT and give you more information. Basically, it is used for one platform where you can integrate all your applications and do all your work in one place itself. Second one, data flow. Basically, data flow connects the sources in web itself. In Power BI itself, we can create a data flow, and we can also do the transformations in Power BI itself without Power Query Editor. And also we can give this data flow to all the other users so that they can also use it as a source. Like how we are using SQL, Snowflake, Azure, these are all things as a source, no, to connect the data, so that this data flow also will be works as a source and others can use this for their report development. Let's see how we can do in the service. So let me go to app.powerba.com. Okay. So now go to the workspace where you want to create a data flow. Come to the accounts receivable workspace. Click on this new item, and here you have all the items how you can create in this. So now we are going to create a data flow, right? Search for the keyword data flow. So data flow is there. Actually, there are two types of data flows, Gen 1 and Gen 2. So Gen 1 basically the simple data flow without transformations. Like, we cannot do all those high level, integrations with other Fabric applications. But why here Gen 2 is not showing here? I'm not sure. Okay, as of now, I'll just click on Gen 1. Click on Gen 1. Okay, so then it'll ask you, you want to link the tables from other data flows. We don't have, right? We can't do that. So define new tables, import model, and attach a common data model. So as of now, we'll go for a define new tables. Just click on define new tables. So here you can again select what is the source you want. So for example, I have a source Databricks. So here it will ask you what is the source, host name, path, everything you have to give. I think which I'm already having in other report. Okay, this one I'll just go for a transform data. I can get the details of the Databricks. So I'll just take any one particular example. Okay, so I'll just take Intrinsic and go to the source tab, double click on this. Okay, this is my host name from Databricks. So host name, I'll give this, and also path. Advanced options, I think I have to give this catalog. Then the query. What is the query we used? No, that one. Control C, and something is missing in this. Okay, personal token we have to give. Okay, all those things we have to give, but I don't have access to all those things. That is the reason. So once we have this, then the same report what we have developed in this particular training file, no, the same thing we can create in the web also. Using all these things, we can create our own report in web, which will be used for others also. There we can use it as a source. That is called data flow. So we can link everything to the data flow to get the source, like link SQL, Azure, Snowflake, everything can connect using define new tables. Are you already having another data flow? From that also you can connect to this data flow. Link tables from the other data flow. And import model, maybe you have a model which is imported from any other semantic model, copy that and paste it here. So these are the four different options we can use it and create your data flow. So what is the benefits of data flow? Let's see. So you can connect to data source and transform data and load the data into Fabric Lakehouse or Warehouse, so that you no need to use any SQL for that. You can store your data within the Fabric itself. So like this you can do source, data flow, again destination to the warehouse. So the key features are, you have built-in ETL, which is Power Query within the Fabric data flow. You have drag and drop transformations in the data flow, like you can filter the rows, rename columns, join tables, handle nulls, everything you can do in the data flow itself. And it can clean the data, like what we are doing in the Power Query, the same thing can you do all the cleaning part, like formatting your data. So that is how we can use this data flow, where you can inject the data from different files, APIs and sources, cleaning the data and transform the data, and also business user friendly pipelines we can create so that from one data flow to other data flow, it automatically changes film map. So what Prashant has asked, the same thing will work here also. So if you do any changes to the original data flow, all the other linked data flows will be changed automatically. So that is data flow. What is data warehouse? So basically, warehouse is a SQL based analytical storage system where we can store all the structured and curated data. Like within columns and rows, the tables will be stored in this warehouse. For this, we no need of any physical server. Like SQL is a physical server, no, where we are storing the data. But for this, it will use the web, like cloud. So cloud storage is called data warehouse. So, like for example, in it uses the T-SQL, stores the data in delta format like bracket and transaction log, and supports the tables, views, store procedures, and ACID transactions. This is I don't know, but store procedures and tables and views we know, right, in SQL. So all those things it will support, where you can create a query on top of this warehouse. It is used for business reporting like Power BI dashboards, aggregated data sets like semantic models, and also to create your schemas like star schema, dimension models, everything you can use this warehouse. Simply, the warehouse is equal to clean and structured reporting data, which will be stored. A ready supermarket shelf where you can pick up any data from this particular warehouse. So it will have only the clean and organized and secured data only will be there in this warehouse. So this is the end-to-end flow. First, we will connect to the data sources where we'll pull the data and create the data flow, and we will do all the ETL transformations. Then we will keep any testing like storage, store like staging tables if you require, or else directly we can transform all the data to warehouse so that your data will be stored and it will be updated every time, so that you can connect the warehouse to Power BI and build the dashboards. So mostly these are all the things they'll not go much deep, because until you work on this, these concepts only they will ask you. But this has started recently only. The fabric, data flows, warehouse, and all these things from last 2 to 3 years. So that is the reason here. Once you get into that, then we have so many things where you need to work based on your company requirement and the report requirement and the resources what you have. So based on all these things, you can work on this fabric. So just go through this link and you have everything is clearly explained. What are the things you can do in data, in fabric and data flow and warehouse. Then accordingly, you can follow all those instructions. So many things for me also new because this warehouse has come recently. Data flow and fabric, I'm aware of it. Okay. So this is not all the companies have fabric, okay, because that is also very expensive license. So very few companies will be maintaining the fabric so that they can save the money for all other database tools, right? So that is the reason some of the companies are adopting to the fabric nowadays, which is cheaper compared to all other database applications. Okay. Next topic will be deployment pipelines. Last topic for today. Okay, if you go to this one, so basically deployment pipelines will be used for changing the environment from one environment to other environment, okay? Because we cannot directly use a production server and production database and production workspace. That is only used once everything is validated, tested, and certified. Then only the report will move to the production. But for testing and development purpose, what we will do? Because they will not allow you to do any changes in the production. Once everything is done, only you can do. So that there comes this concept called deployment pipelines. Once we develop everything, we will develop in development workspace. Then we'll move the report to the production, testing workspace where testing will happen. So once testing is done, everything is fine and everybody has confirmed, okay, fine, go ahead. Then only the report will move to the production workspace. Like that, the concept is there. Like, from one workspace to other workspace, you need to change the backend environment from development to staging, staging to the production. So deployment pipelines are a feature in Power BI that helps you to promote reports, datasets, and data flows across environments like development, testing, and production. Okay. Why it is needed? Because we control the release process, we can do proper testing before production, and clear tracking of changes. So for that purpose only, we use this deployment pipelines. So in development, we will build the report, we will add the models, we'll write the DAX, and also we will do all the experiments in this. We will just do anything in dev because nobody is going to see you in development. Until it is in production only, the final users will see. In testing, maybe some senior persons or maybe some leads, all those people will do the logic validations and they will see all the testing and quality checks and they will do all the results whether it's coming correctly or not in the test environment. So for this, the database will be development database. For this, it will be UAT database. Only once you confirm these two, final report will go to the production database. Using the production database, it will go to the production warehouse, the final reports. So for the all these things you can't do manually, right? We can, how many times you do manually from one workspace to other workspace, mapping the report from development to test, from test to production. Again, if it is any fail, no, again it has to come to test and from test to again development. So it has to keep changing the workspaces. So that is the reason Fabric has invented a new concept called deployment pipelines. So what it will do now, once you develop the report, you place the file into development workspace. For example, the workspace name is accounts receivable underscore development. Here you can do anything, you can do all the changes, you can develop everything, you can publish here. So once you publish here, just click on trigger. Automatically the report will change from development to testing workspace and the backend source will change to the test environment. Previously, the backend source is development database, and now the backend source will automatically change using the parameters to the test environment. Here also, we can do all the testing and validations. And once you trigger from here, it automatically goes to the next workspace called production. So in this, automatically the production database will change. So backend, source, tables, everything will change to production database so that everything should be accurate and it should not give any error here. So once everything is tested only, you need to move to the production. So these deployment pipelines will do automatically all these movements from one stage to other stage, from one workspace to other workspace. That is the main goal, where deployment pipeline will be using some parameters and change the environments for these movements. So what can be deployed is reports, datasets, data flows, dashboards, everything can be deployed. So important features like comparison of view, like previously you made some changes, no, that we can track all the changes. And also the rules maybe change the data source based on the stage. So in development, maybe sample data will be there, they will test it. But in production, actual data will be there. And deployment history, we can see who has deployed and what changed and who has changed, when it has changed. Everything we can track in the deployment history. That is one of the benefit of deployment pipelines. Okay, and CI/CD support where we can use some web APIs and Azure DevOps also we can utilize in this deployment pipelines. It supports automation also. So one of the example if you want to see for the farmer dashboard, like where we have some SPSD trends, DAX measures, joint claims data, which we will be building in development, and the same thing will be testing in the test workspace where we can see the total count of the rows, what is the trend, what is the business logic, everything we can test. And finally, we'll publish the report to the final workspace where stakeholders and clients will go through the reports and they will utilize the reports. So this is about the deployment pipelines. This is also I'm not using much, but you want more information, just use some ChatGPT or any other AI tools and get more information. With an example also, you can ask, it will provide you the information also.
Vamsi, two question I have.
Huh?
One question, what about the API? And second question, when you are changing the password, each time we are changing one by one, each report we need to change the password. Means suppose. So can we do at a once? Means you will change the password at one place and all report will get reflected.
Yeah, good question. But see, we will not use our personal credentials here. Always for Fabric and data flows, data warehouse, deployment
Mm,
pipelines, there will be one service principal account will be there. Okay, so that will be given only for
mm,
certain users. Because, for example, if you're using a personal account, if you go for a leave or if you suddenly absconded or something, no. So, what will happen to those reports? So, always
No,
system.
actually, suppose 20 reports are there.
Hmm.
Suppose you change the password and you need to refresh, then 20 dashboards. So we need to go 20 dashboard one by one and we need to change the update the credentials, all these things.
That's why
So
I'm
can
telling
we
you should not
update the
supposed to
credentials?
use your personal account. So service principal account everywhere
Mm,
you have to use it. If you're changing the service principal password, then
mm,
automatically we will reset the service principal account again for with a new password. Everywhere it will changes.
okay.
So this is very much required for your deployment and fabric for all those changes. You cannot use even for the gateway connections also you should not supposed to use a personal account because what is happening in Innovis, no? If you're
Mm,
using a personal account, if you're changing it, everything is getting failed. Refresh fails.
mm,
So if you have a service principal account that will be managed by company and it's a service account, one account can be used multiple people. The same
mm,
service account it will be given to you for Bablu, for Yogendra, everybody they'll give the same service principal account so that if any changes also automatically all the places it will change.
mm.
See, service principal credentials are authentication details used by an applicant, not as a user. Okay, to securely access Azure and Power BI resources. Instead of username and password, the service principal is identified for an application or automation. It's like
They
your
will get
admin account and password like that.
okay.
Okay, for your second question, what you asked, APIs, right?
Mm,
So
mm,
for APIs, I think we need to have a personal token for that. That is what it is asking me for this when I try to use the Databricks. So every API should have a token should be generated. That token should have a validity of a certain days, and then
mm,
only it will authenticate your report and it will give you the data from that particular website. Without token, you cannot bring the data to your report.
okay. There is validation now for that. We need to
Yes,
purchase that.
we
Mm,
need to purchase because, for example, you want to take a Flipkart data and you
mm,
have to purchase their this token. If you want data
mm,
means you
mm,
need to pay some money and then you will get the token. Then only you can bring the data into your report.
mm. Okay.
So I know this is little complex because these are all very advanced levels only I'm explaining you, but for your knowledge purpose I explained you. But if you want to try, please try with your company credentials and see. Maybe you can create your own workspace and try this data flow, warehouse, and deployment pipelines. Because I can't show everything in my system, no, because I can't create all those things using my company's credentials. So that's why, as and when you get any requirement, try to utilize this opportunity and create all those things into your workspace. So this ends the Power BI class. Okay, then thanks. We'll meet next week. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank